everybody, welcome to Kawaii Collectible Dolls, and I am doing a follow-up video to this American Girl doll I acquired about a week ago. This is Nania, and I hope I'm saying that right. Maybe it's Nania? I don't know. I think it's Nania. That sounds more Hawaiian to me. And she's supposed to be a Hawaiian little girl. And yeah, you can see I changed her clothes. And this is the first American Girl doll I've purchased, and I've been super curious about them. And I have to admit, I was a little skeptical about the quality difference between this doll and this doll. This is an Our Generation doll. This is the Beekeeper doll. I'm trying to remember. I don't remember what her name is exactly. If you look back, I have a video unboxing of her, and I probably have some follow-up videos of her. She has beautiful, soft, curly hair, really cute freckles on her little face. And I had purchased these last Christmas. I bought this doll and I'm trying to think, three or four other dolls. 3 for my grandnieces, my 3 grandnieces, 1 for my sister, and I got this doll. And then about a month later, I bought another doll with red hair that, again, I have an unboxing video of her. But this is, of the 2 Our Generation dolls, this is the doll that I like the best. This is a pretty decent quality doll. And she was on the higher end. Their prices range from around $20 to $35. And I think she was on the $35. Yeah, she was about $35. She is wearing the stock of Nania, and Nania, I put on the dress that she was wearing. I made this little dress. This is just a little 18-inch shift dress type of thing. Kept her shoes on. But you can see, I mean, clearly there's a lot of difference when it comes to their molds. And, of course, even within the Our Generation and the American Girl dolls, they have different molds. In fact, the Nania mold, from what I was reading, before I purchased her and I was doing my research, when she came out in 2017, I believe, she had a unique mold of some kind, and there was some talk about, do they like the new mold, that kind of thing. So yeah, so just looking briefly, they look, you know, very similar. They're both 18-inch dolls. They both have the soft bodies and the vinyl, you know, arms and legs and that kind of thing. But this doll normally retails for about $115. She included this outfit that this doll's wearing and a book. This doll was about $35, and she came with a beekeeper outfit, which I gave to one of my grandnieces, and some like beekeeping little toys that I also gave, and a book. Part of the reason that I ended up with a couple of these dolls, other than I just like dolls and I collect dolls, is I wanted to have them around to sew so that I can use them for sewing to make sure that stuff fits that I wanted to make and sell in my Etsy shop, but also give to my grandnieces, which I just packaged up a couple of Halloween dresses for them. So anyway, so what's the big difference? Like, why would you pay almost triple for this doll versus this doll? Let's take a look at this doll first of all. Okay, you stand over there, miss. All right. She stands pretty well. So does this one. First of all, the big difference, and you know, this is a huge deal. If you're a doll collector, you'll get this. The big difference is the hair. This hair on this doll is amazing. Okay. It is pretty soft. Not greasy at all. Not that the other one is either, but it's just the quality of this hair. And you look through the scalp. Now this is a wig versus rooted hair. The Our Generations are rooted. So when you kind of put your fingers through here, you don't see any bald spots. You don't see any, I mean, it's just hair, right? There's no, you don't see any wig scalp or anything like that. It combs out super duper easily. Okay, when I take the big, right out of the, it was put in a hairnet. If you watch the video where I take her out of the box, they had it all tucked in a hairnet nice and it's just, I mean, look at that. It's just nothing to brush out. Just, okay. When I first brushed her out, I lost a teeny bit of hair, but not very much. So yeah, so that's a huge deal. Her hair, yeah, wow. Now as far as the body goes, her body is much more, has a lot more articulation than our generation. This chick's, her arms go up, off to the side, and down. Okay, she's got a lot more articulation going on. All right, so if I set her down here and I take this chick, come on little girl, her arms go up. You can see it's all very stiff. She just doesn't have the movement. They don't go to the side, they go up and down, up and down. That's it. Okay, that's all they do, up and down. Okay, so not a major deal, but you know, that's a quality difference right there. This would be probably more of a deal if you were into photography, and quite a few people do like to, just like with the Blythe dolls, they like to use the larger dolls, the 18-inch dolls, as photography subjects. So just doesn't have the articulation. Okay, her hair, this doll's hair is pretty amazing. The second Our Generation doll I bought with the red hair, and I can't remember what her name was. I'll try to put the links. Maybe I'll try to remember to put links down in the comments or you know, down below. Her hair was just horrible. So this doll's hair, it's nice, but you know, if you want to get really picky about it and you start peeling off here, you can see, I mean, you can see the scalp there, the rooting. It's a good job, and basically what they've done is the scalp is painted the same as the hair, you know, so you really can hardly see it. But yeah, got to cover up there. But it even though it's interesting, in the Blythe world, rooted hair is a more attractive element to a doll than wig hair, and so this is kind of an opposite concept for me. But you can see, I mean, it's just not, and this is one of the better quality dolls that they have, I think, because it was, see, so I've seen about 4 or 5, I've seen half a dozen of these dolls, had my hands on them. This doll, I think, is one of the better ones that they had. And so yeah, so that's different. Not bad hair, but not nearly as nice as our American Girl hair. Not as articulated as much on the arms. So let's look at the legs now. Oops, stay right there. Okay. Same thing with the legs on this. She can't go sideways necessarily, but they're pretty, yeah, they move around a lot. In fact, one thing that's kind of cool is if you stand her up, you can turn her feet in a little bit. So if you want to do that Maury girl style, you could turn them in. If she wanted to be a ballerina, you could turn them out while she's standing up. Okay, so yeah, not quite as much articulation as the arms because they won't go totally sideways, but nobody's legs actually go sideways, right? So that would be weird if hers did, because humans don't do that necessarily. They go about that much, I guess, without your body tipping over, right? All right, so you stand there. So then this gal's legs. All right, come on. They're stiffer. And that's pretty much, that's kind of about it. So you can sit her down, you know, so that's nice. Again, they're good. They're just not, you know. And then they're also, some of them, there's the Surfer Girl that I had bought for one of my nieces, and her arms and legs you could bend a little bit. This one you can't do that. No, this one doesn't do that. But the Surfer Girl one, you could actually bend her arms, kind of like a almost like there's probably a little wire in there, so like a Leica body where you can bend their arms a little bit. They had a little bit of extra posability with that, but otherwise, again, it's just the body stiffer, the limbs are stiffer, not quite as posable as the American Girl doll. Okay, now as far as the bodies go, and I'm not going to take all their clothes off. You can Google it and find lots of pictures of these dolls naked. This doll is, the American Girl doll is a little slimmer. I mean, you can just, I think it's pretty obvious. Let me pull her dress a little bit. She's slimmer through here, okay? And this doll, for example, she's wearing her stock, and you can see her little putty, she's a little bit pudgy here. This doesn't quite, on this doll, you don't get this little gaposis here. It's straight, but this doll's a little, her little tum-tums, she's a little bit, a little bit chunkier. I can hold them up together. So you can see a little plumper, a little bit thinner. Again, now that's not necessarily a quality issue as far as I'm concerned. It's just something to think about when you are dealing with sewing or purchasing clothes for them. For the most part, most of the stuff, they wear the same shoes and most of the same clothing, I think, unless if you get anything super tailored to this body, you would probably have trouble getting it on that doll because, again, this is, they have almost this, not quite an hourglass, but they definitely have a waist, while our generation girls don't have a waist. They're just plump, right? As far as the eyes go, they both have sleepy eyes. So when you put them down, upside down, have them they close their eyes, and when they stand up, the eyes open. I have heard that the American Girl doll eyes are supposed to be superior, and I mean, I don't know. I don't really see. I don't know. Maybe a little bit. It's almost indiscernible as far as I'm concerned. Now, I'm only comparing 2 dolls here. Okay, I'm not comparing a whole bunch of them, so that might be different. And like I said before, of course, their face molds are different. One thing that strikes me with the American Girl dolls, which was kind of at first a little off-putting for me, is the teeth. I know for Blythe's, I don't really like to see teeth, but for these dolls, I got used to it, and it makes sense. I mean, they kind of have a little, I kind of like it now. It's like they have this little smile, okay? And this girl's kind of got this little, I wouldn't call it a smirk, but she's smiling too, but she's got the teeth, so it's more of it's a bigger smile, I guess you could say, okay? Now, is it worth almost 3 times as much to buy an American Girl doll versus an Our Generation doll? I think it really depends on why you're purchasing the doll and personal preference, and of course your pocketbook on that. But if you are a doll collector, if you're a serious doll collector, and you do want something a little higher quality, I can see why this doll is considerably more. Just the quality is there. I'm going to admit it, okay? I'm not against the Our Generation. I still really like them. But if I were going to buy more 19-inch dolls, or not more 18-inch dolls, I would go ahead and spend the extra money to get the American Girl doll. And this is coming from an adult collector. If I were to buy these, for example, for my nieces, they would have to probably be quite a bit older than they are right now. For a while, Aunt Tammy is still going to be buying this kind of stuff. So, because, when you're 3 years old, you're dragging your doll around by her hair. Okay? And when you're maybe 8 years old, you're probably not doing that anymore, I hope. But if you do, that's okay. And that's why you have these kind of dolls, right? So, yeah, so there's a big difference between the two. I think there is room for both of these dolls in anybody's collection, and if you have children and you wanted to buy for them, I also think there's room for them. Just, be careful about, buying an expensive doll for a little kid who really, really wants to play. I think that is something you have to consider. But for those adults of us who like to collect dolls, definitely check them out. They do have sales. I got her on sale, and they had another sale soon after that. And it's not a huge sale. It's like anywhere from 15 to 20% off. But they also have reward points that you can earn. I know a lot of people get these dolls secondhand and clean them up. I have not been, I mean, trust me, I've had my eyes peeled. And even though I've seen them a lot secondhand on the internet, a lot of times when I do, what I have seen anyway, is they still want about at least $75 for them. No clothes, beat up, something I'd have to clean up and fix. And if I'm going to have to do all that, I might as well pay a little bit more money and get a new doll, right? Versus take your overly priced doll and fix it. So that's when, especially if I can just wait for a sale, which is basically what I did. So get onto, if you really want them, I would say, you know, get onto their website, sign up for their newsletter, get on my Dolly Daily Facebook group as well, because whenever I see sales of dolls, I always post on there about it. Below in the links in the description box, I have a link to my Facebook Dolly Daily group. And so that way, you know, hold off for the sale, and then you can go ahead and, you know, take the plunge like I did if you're really interested. But these are a good second choice, though. Definitely still like the Our Generation dolls. All right, so that's it. Thanks for watching. You guys have a wonderful Dolly Day. Bye.